Cocoa butter.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta make my part. Okay, thank you. How you doing?
All right.
Happy New Year.
Oh, you just.
Good morning, Madam Clerk. Can we check in?
You sure can. What case are you here for?
I am here for Taiwan Pritchett.
You said Tyron Pritchett.
Correct.
You would know all what to do.
It was for a competency evaluation,
Okay, I see that.
which you don't have.
Can you say that one more time?
I don't have.
Oh, you don't have a copy. Okay.
See? Madam Clerk?
Just one moment.
Okay.
The attorney for Tyron Pritchett, I just need your P number.
38749. First name is Sharon, last name is Payne.
All right, thank you, Ms. Payne, Attorney Payne.
You do not have a competency evaluation for him because they didn't come pick him up.
Okay, that's right. I don't have anything in the file.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. The next attorney that was trying to reach out to me,
Hi, Jonathan Simon. I have Nesbit.
you said Nesbit, Spencer.
Nesbit, yeah. Spencer Nesbit for PCC.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
And good morning, Madam Clerk. Can I check in with you, please?
Just one moment, okay?
Oh, sure. Sorry.
You're okay.
Happy New Year.
Okay, what case are you here for?
I'm here for John Williams, which was scheduled for a preliminary examination. My name is Henry Schneider, and we're seeking an adjourned exam date.
Okay. You say you're here for John Williams.
Yes.
Okay, who else wants to check in?
I
Morning, Madam
will.
Clerk.
I will.
No, Mr. Rada, you can't go yet.
Hey, Brownie. You go. Oh, go ahead first,
Oh,
bro.
go ahead. I'm just joking.
Okay.
Oh, okay, who are you here for?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I'm here for Algami. He's locked up.
Okay, you're here for the jailer, Algami. Okay, and verify your P number.
My P number is 43004.
43004.
And we submitted a substitution of attorneys that you should have got yesterday.
I have it. The
Okay,
judge-
cool.
This is Anna Bickerstaff. I'm the prosecutor on that case.
Okay, what's your P number?
82215.
Okay, thank you. Hold on, Mr. Myra, how can I help you? Okay. From the 8th, you know, I'm filling in for Kitty, so I might have to call you back. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, who wants to check in next?
I do. Good morning, Madam Clerk. This is Mark Brown.
Good morning.
My client is Ryan Kimmons. He's scheduled for an in-person exam. He's out of custody. He's also on Zoom this morning.
You said Ryan Kimmons.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who's next?
Morning, Madam Clerk.
Sure.
This is Miss Mathis.
Yes, hi Harry, how are
Hi,
you?
Jamira. How you doing? Happy New Year. I'm here for Latatiano McKellar. He's here on Zoom. This is a matter that was scheduled for probable cause conference on Friday. We actually came in yesterday morning and we're unable to communicate directly with the judge. He should know what's going on. We want to set aside the capias. My client's going to actually waive exam, but he does not and is not in receipt of the form. He doesn't have the form. Is there some way you can send that to my attention? I can get that to him, the waiver?
What did they have?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. I see.
Oh,
We're ready.
Okay. Does any other attorneys need to check in?
Good morning. This is APA Franklin here.
Good morning.
Good morning. I can give you my P number if you need it.
You said APA, Franklin. What's your P?
Yes.
What's your P number?
82102.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So have all the attorneys checked in? Okay.
You ready to go?
Did you want to do the competency again first?
Yeah, do whatever order they can.
Okay. The court calls case number 20056900601. People of the state of Michigan versus Taiwan, Rondell Pritchett. The defendant is charged with count 1, financial transaction, device possession, habitual offenders, fourth offense notice. Case is scheduled for competency hearing.
Netta Franklin appearing on behalf of the people, P82102.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sharon Payne, P38749, representing Mr. Pritchard. Your Honor, Mr. Pritchard is in the Wayne County Jail. We had picked this date because he was supposed to be interviewed by the Forensic Center on December 23rd. However, someone in his cell block tested positive for COVID, so they were all quarantined. I've been in touch with the Forensic Center, and his new date to be evaluated is January 19th. So we are seeking an adjournment.
On March 2nd at 8:30?
I'm sorry, I can't hear. March what?
March 2nd at 8:30?
That's a good date for the defense.
All right.
Okay.
Copy it, yeah.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thank you. Have a good week, everyone.
You too.
The court calls case number 20062322101, People of the State of Michigan versus Spencer Nesbitt. The defendant is charged with count 1, malicious destruction of a building, 1,000 or more, but less than 20,000 habitual offenders for offense notice. Case is scheduled for probable cause conference.
Netta Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jonathan Simon, P35596, behalf of Mr. Nesbitt. He is on bond, and I asked to waive his presence.
All right, waive his appearance for the purpose of this hearing. What is
Yes,
your pleasure?
Judge. The records show that on December 10th, I requested, I have not yet received it. We're asking either for an adjournment of the PCC or to set the matter for exam, either one in the discretion of the court.
All right. How many witnesses?
1.
August 18th at 9 o'clock?
Are you saying August 18th?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Yes, that's fine. I'm sorry, what time you say, 9 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
August 18th, 9 o'clock is good.
All right.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Take care. Stay safe.
You too.
And
Take care.
Ms. Franklin, do you have my email address?
Could you send it to me in the chat just to be safe?
Yes, I will do that right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, this is an in-person exam,
Which one?
the one you just,
Yes, they're all separate in person.
okay,
If Zoom, I'll write Zoom.
okay.
Trying to make it easier for you. Pay attention to what's going on.
Well, that's the way it is, okay. The court calls case number 19-0583802, People of the State of Michigan versus John Williams. The defendant is charged with count 1, home invasion, first degree, count 2, robbery armed, Count 3, weapons, felony firearm. Count 4, weapons, felony firearm. Defendant is, case is scheduled for an examination.
Nada Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
And good morning, a Neighborhood Defender Service of Detroit by Henry Schneider, 82476 for Mr. John Williams. He is out on bond. I'm asking to waive his presence for this hearing.
No, I don't do that. He's just set for exam. I gotta know if he's invested in these proceedings. Have you talked to him?
Yes, I have. I was texting with him this morning. I can ask him to Zoom on as soon as possible. But
Well, since you've been in communication with them, I'll accept that, counsel.
thank you.
But I require that they be here for exams, even if it's being adjourned. Okay?
Understood.
All right, thank you. I'll waive his appearance for the purpose of this hearing. We're rescheduling this matter. We're gonna reschedule this matter?
Oh, yes, please, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. August 18th at 9:30.
That's suitable.
All right, well, I'll continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
The court calls case number 20059469001, People of the State of Michigan versus Ryan Marcel Kimmons. The defendant is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed, commission of a felony with a motor vehicle advisory. Case is scheduled for probable cause conference.
Nada
No,
Franklin appearing on behalf of
Case
the
is
people.
scheduled for an examination, excuse me.
Nada Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Mark Brown appearing on behalf of Mr. Kimmons. My P number is 39562. Mr. Kimmons is present via Zoom. I don't know if his camera is working because I think he's at work. But he has no objection to continuing via Zoom.
Mr. Kimmons, state your name for the record, please.
Mr. Kimmons?
Yes, this is Ms. Kimmons.
Kimmons, you have video.
Oh, yes.
Okay, Mr. Kimmons, I understand that you're at work, but I don't care. You're in my courtroom. When you're in my courtroom, you dress for court. Do you understand that?
Yes, I apologize.
I appreciate that, but I prefer to respect, all right?
Okay.
All right.
They can't be mad.
Mr. Brown?
Yes, sir. Well, we'd like a different date, Judge.
Okay, thank you. August 18th at 10 o'clock.
Thank you very much, Judge.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Be safe.
Thank you too.
Mr. Kimmons, you can sign off. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, thank you.
You want me to do the ramming on the bench warrant? You want me to do the ramming on the bench warrant?
Sure.
The court calls case number 20059194001. People of the state of Michigan versus Latatanio Lavelle Markella. The defendant is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed. Attorney is present for arraignment on a bench warrant.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court. Harry Boffman, P55052, on behalf of the defendant. Mr. McKellar, would you unmute your microphone and announce your name to the court, please, and thanks.
With Tatiana McKellar.
Thank you, sir. Your
Schneider
Honor,
Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
thank you. Your Honor, would you please accept our apology for our non-appearance on Friday? It was a mistake. I know that you are aware that we tried to appear yesterday and had some difficulty with the technology. Mr. McKellar appears in person. We're asking respectfully if you would consider setting aside any capious recalling the warrant in this case. I would also inform the court that it is my client's intention to waive his right to preliminary examination. We have had a discussion with regard to that. He knows that the preliminary examination is a date and time where the prosecutor has to show probable cause to believe a crime was committed and that he may have been the person to have committed that crime here in this jurisdiction. He understands that if he waives his right to that exam today, he will be bound over to the circuit court for trial in this matter. That is what he wants to do here and now.
The people have no objection, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Court's going to set aside the capious and reinstate the original bond. All right, Mr. McKellar, you understand that you have a statutory right to a preliminary exam where the state must show by probable cause that a crime was committed and probable cause you had something to do with committing that crime. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody promise you anything or threaten you in any way to get you to waive your right to preliminary exam?
No, Your Honor.
You waive your right freely and voluntarily after having the opportunity to talk to your attorney about it.
Yes.
You have any objection to the court signing your name to the waiver form?
No.
Mr. Baldwin, do you have any objection to the court signing your name to the waiver form and initialing off?
No, Your Honor, and I would thank you kindly for your courtesies.
All right, and the court will find that you freely and voluntarily waive your right to preliminary exam that is bound over to Wayne County Circuit Court Criminal Division for arraignment on the information, which will be January 26, 2021 at 9:00 a.m.
Thank you kindly.
And bonds continued.
Have a great day. Mr. McKellar, you can log off now. I'll call you later.
Judge Giles, could I have the case number for this matter one more time, please?
Sure, it's 2059194.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Judge Giles. This is Attorney Mihana. Can I ask a quick question?
Sure. Yes.
I have an in-person exam for somebody. I have a in-person exam for somebody in lockup at 11. I just want to make sure the court is open for me to come in today.
We're open.
Okay. Thank you. See you in a few.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is the attorney, Jennifer Colthurst. May I also ask a quick question?
Sure.
I've got a 1:30 in-person exam. Client is out on bond. Are you rescheduling? Can we reschedule this morning?
Yeah, I'm rescheduling. You have him on Zoom?
Yes, Your Honor. He is on Zoom. Mr. Romeo Bradley.
Okay, then just hold on and we can put you in line and we'll get to it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I mean, I can call her. The other case I have is a jail. I don't like, I'm a jail. I tried to call over there and not pick it up.
All right, well, you call it. Okay. What is the jail or what's he scheduled for?
He is scheduled for, PCC.
Oh,
You said we can call jail?
yeah, wait was present for that. Like,
Oh, so you say go ahead and call it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one didn't do Ms. Colbert.
Okay.
Judge Giles, while we're waiting on the next case to be called, do you know what exam counsel was speaking of that's at 11?
It was,
So Shannon Willis.
Thank you.
the court calls case number 210-550-2401. People of the state of Michigan versus Abraham Aljameen. The defendant is charged with count 1 and 2, controlled substance delivery, manufacturing, less than 50 grams. Count 3, controlled substance delivery, manufacturing. Count 4, weapons carrying concealed. Count 5, controlled substance delivery and manufacturing. Count 5, weapons felony firearm. Count 7, weapons felony firearm. Count 8, weapons felony firearm. Count 9, weapons felony firearm. Case is scheduled for probable cause conference.
Good morning, Your Honor. Anna Bickerstaff on behalf of the people, P82215. Mr. Rattay, you're on mute.
My bad. Sorry, Judge. Mike Rattay, Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Algami, P number 43004.
Okay. Mr. Agami is currently incarcerated, correct?
He is, Your Honor. He's got another case in front of Judge Bazzi, as you may recall from our last hearing. I have filed a substitution of attorneys, and I've talked to Ms. Bickerstaff this morning. She's going to get me over some discovery. I would respectfully request just a short 1-week adjournment, Your Honor, so I can look at it and then have a Zoom call with my client in the Wayne County Jail. It's my intention to waive the exam, but I want to make sure that I've dotted the i's and crossed the t's.
All right. Well, we'll waive his appearance for the purpose of today's hearing. And I did see the substitution of attorneys. I've signed that already.
Oh,
All right. Can we do this at 10:45? Well, yeah, 10:45 on January 9th.
On the 19th, Judge?
Yes.
10:45 on the 19th is fine.
That works for the people, Judge. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Well, how many witnesses is it?
3, if the exam holds.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
That's it, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Judge.
All right, give me that, Ann, okay? You get me that stuff? Okay.
Yep, I just emailed you the paper.
Okay, good. Awesome. Thank you.
The court calls case number 200-558-9801. People of the state of Michigan versus Romeo Renee Bradley. The defendant is charged with count 1, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder or by strangulation. Count 2, assault with a dangerous weapon. Count 3, assault with a dangerous weapon. Count 4, assault with a dangerous weapon. Count 5, Malicious destruction of personal property, 200 or more, but less than 1,000. Count 6. Malicious destruction of personal property, 200 or more, but less than 1,000. Count 7, arson of personal property, less than $200. Case is scheduled for an examination.
Shanetta Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor and staff. Jennifer Colthurst, P52876, appearing on behalf of Mr. Romeo Bradley. Mr. Bradley, state your name, please.
Romeo Bradley.
Your Honor, this matter is set for an in-person examination at 1:30 this afternoon. We're respectfully requesting a new date for an examination via Zoom instead of in person. I've discussed the matter with Mr. Bradley. He does wish to waive his right to appear in person. Correct, Mr. Bradley?
Yes.
All right, August 18th, 2021, at 10:15. I will be scheduled for a Zoom exam.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. May bond be continued?
Let's get you. Yeah. Thank you.
Have a good day, Your Honor and staff. Please, Mr. Bradley.
Okay.
Mr. Nochi.
Mr. Nochi.
Yeah.
Okay. Attorney Nochi, what case are you here for?
I have Darius Coleman. It was originally supposed to be an in-person exam today, and he's on the call.
The court calls case number 200567331, People of the State of Michigan versus Darius Coleman. The defendant is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed. Case is scheduled for an examination.
Shanetta Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
May it please the court, Neighborhood Defender Service of Detroit by Jeffrey Konecki on behalf of Mr. Coleman, P64800.
Mr. Coleman, state your name for the record, please.
Darius Coleman.
Thank you, sir.
And Your Honor, we were scheduled for an in-person exam today. We're just asking for a new in-person examination date.
All right, August 18th at 10:45.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, what was the date again?
August 18th at 10:45.
And what was the defendant again, the defendant's name again for this matter?
Darius Coleman.
Okay, thank you.
You need the case number?
I have it. No, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Coleman, you're all set. We'll talk later, okay?
All right.
Mm-mm.
Okay, the court calls case number 20062333201. People of the state of Michigan versus Darian Coates. The defendant is charged with count 1, police officer, fleeing, second-degree vehicle code. Count 2, police officer fleeing, third-degree vehicle code. Count 3, assault with a dangerous weapon. Count 4, police officer, assaulting, resisting, obstructing, habitual offender, fourth offense notice, commission of a felony with a motor vehicle advisory. Case is scheduled for probable cause conference.
Shanetta Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert Kenny appearing on behalf of Mr. Coates, I'm sorry. And I believe he's here.
Yes, I'm right here.
Mr. Coates, state your name for the record, please.
Darren Coates.
Mr. Coates, is that a t-shirt or a sweatshirt you're wearing?
It's a sweater. I wasn't even at home. I didn't even know I had court until late last night.
Can I explain, Judge?
All right. It's okay. Just when you come to court, shirt with a collar, Mr. Coates.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Kenny, what are you setting this for exam?
Yeah, I don't think I have discovery yet, Your Honor, but yes, an exam. And I'm asking for discovery.
Okay, I'll send you discovery counsel.
Thank you, Ms. Franklin.
You're welcome.
How many witnesses?
2?
2?
Yes.
All right, August 18th, 2021 at 11 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
What about this GPS test I'm still on?
What about it?
No, I was asking, can I get taken off? It's irritating, and all the way to August, and it's only January.
I understand that, but it was put on for a reason.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Mr. Blake.
Oh, you said Mr. Blake, okay.
Mr. Blake, what do you got?
I have Jaquan Jones, Your Honor. He's in my office.
Oh, okay. Definitely.
You want me to call it?
Yeah.
Case number 200597801. People of the state of Michigan versus Jaquan Jones. The defendant is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed. Case is scheduled for an examination.
Shanetta Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Wright Blake appearing on behalf of Jaquan Jones. Bar number is 37259. Mr. Jones is present in my office. Put your name on the record for the court.
Jaquan Jones?
Mr. Jones, you wearing a shirt with a collar underneath that coat?
No, sir.
All right, then you're not dressed appropriate for court. I require a shirt with a collar. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
When you come back, make sure you wear one, because if you don't, I'm gonna dress you.
I will.
Like it, all right? 'Cause I just send you Wayne County Jail, they put you in greens. All right?
Okay.
He'll be dressed appropriately the next time, Judge.
All
I
right,
assure
thank
you.
All right,
We just need another date, Judge.
okay. August 18th at 11:30.
I'd prefer another date, Judge. I'll probably be out of town that day.
All right. You're out of town the whole week, or?
No, that's my daughter's birthday, so just those couple of days I'll be out of town. I'm available before, available after.
August 20th at 9 o'clock.
That's perfect, Judge.
All right, well, continue.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
This one didn't get it. I got no notes on it.
Or put it on here, August 18th.
Oh, you put it on the, okay,
10:40.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's not on the outside, it's gonna be on the inside.
On the inside, okay. Okay, I see.
Turn it green, though. Attorney Greenwood,
Yes, Your Honor.
are you ready?
Yes, my client was having some troubles, getting onto the Zoom.
All right, have you talked to him today, just recently?
Yes.
All right, we'll just send another date. I'll waive his appearance as you talk to him.
Okay, thank you so much, Your Honor.
All right, we can call, Lomax.
The court calls case number 200592601, people of the state of Michigan versus Candido Lomax. The defendant is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed, commission of a felony with a motor vehicle advisory. Case is scheduled for an examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Greetings, Your Honor. Emmett Greenwood on behalf of defendant, Your Honor, P56556. Your Honor, we respectfully, because of the pandemic protocol, we respectfully ask for an adjourned exam day.
Senator Franklin, appearing on behalf of the people, Judge.
Thank you. August 18th at 11:30.
Okay. 11:30. Very well. Thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Take care now.
Judge, I need about 5 minutes, if that's okay. I just need to step away for about 5 minutes.
Oh, sure. We don't have anything else to do anyway.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. You might need to start calling these folks.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Like the one set for 8:30 don't come on soon, so get their cases away.
Oh, the PCC.
Yeah. With, call everybody except for, Anna.
Yeah, the one, okay, I pulled him on the Shannon.
Yeah, that's in person.
Shannon Willis, I pulled it up. Okay.
Everybody else should be coming on Zoom.
Hi, I'm trying to reach attorney Christopher David Cassell. No, I'm actually calling from Judge Giles' courtroom. He had a scheduled hearing today for defendant Keith Lloyd for a probable cause conference that was scheduled for 8:30 on Zoom. And so we're just requesting his appearance in court. The defendant name is Keith Lloyd. And attorney Cassell, his last name is spelled Kessel. Yeah, his defendant is actually on Zoom. We're just waiting for the attorney's appearance. For Judge Giles at the 36th District Court. Okay? Okay, thanks. Attorney Cassell, this is Jamira calling from the 36th District Court, Judge Giles' courtroom. You have a scheduled probable cause for defendant Keith Lloyd for PCC. Yeah, on Zoom. The defendant is actually on Zoom. We're just waiting for you. Do you have a Zoom meeting ID number? Okay, all right, you said 10 minutes, okay. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, attorney Stickleman. This is Jamira calling from Judge Giles' courtroom, 36th District Court. You have a scheduled probable cause conference for Nicholas Young. It was scheduled for 8:30. Do you have a meeting ID number? Okay, thank you. We just need your presence for. Bye-bye. Judge Giles' courtroom, Ms. Jamira, how can I help you? You said Judge King's courtroom? Judge King's phone number is 313-965-2406. All right. You said Marmel?
Yeah, he covers for Mr. Ronald.
Okay, he got 3 cases. Brian Washington. Good morning, attorney.
Good morning, Madam Clerk. I've got 3 matters. They're all Lance Marmel's cases.
Okay.
I'm standing in for him. They were in-person exams. So I believe we're going to have to reset them.
Okay. Judge, you want me to start calling it?
Sure.
Okay. The court calls case number 20057018001. People of the state of Michigan versus Brian Washington. The defendant is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed. Commission of a felony with a motor vehicle advisory. Case is scheduled for an examination.
Senator Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Romy Mezzi, P68245, standing in for attorney Lance Marmel. Your Honor, I'd ask the court to waive my client's presence.
Did you talk to him?
I have, Your Honor. I've talked to him. He still wants this exam, and I'm trying to work this out with the gun board.
All right, I'll waive his appearance for the purpose of today's hearing. We reschedule this matter for August 18th at 12 noon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
The court calls case number 20055825001. People of the state of Michigan versus D'Angelo Tyrone Kenyon Wood. The defendant is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed. Commission of a felony with a motor vehicle advisory. Case is scheduled for an examination.
Senator Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Romy Mezzi, appearing on behalf of Mr. Marmel. Your Honor, I'd ask the court to waive Mr. Wood's presence.
Have you been in contact with him?
I have, Your Honor, and the same situation with this CCW case.
All right, court will waive his appearance for the purpose of today's hearing.
Your Honor, I don't foresee these to be really going. I think they will be resolved if I can have the same date on these cases.
The problem is if they end up going, then. All right.
And worst case scenario, if they do end up going, I foresee maybe a 1 police officer witness on many of these cases, Judge. So they wouldn't be lengthy exams.
All right, August 18th. 12 noon.
Thank you, Judge.
The court calls case number 200576161. People of the state of Michigan versus Marcus Lamar Winfrey. The defendant is charged with count 1, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder or by strangulation. Count 2, assault with a dangerous weapon. Count 3, malicious destruction of personal property, $200 or more, but less than $1,000. Case is scheduled for an examination.
Senator Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Romy Mezzi, Lance Marmel. Your Honor, I'd ask the court to waive Mr. Winfrey's presence.
When's the last time you talked to him?
Your Honor, I've been speaking to Mr. Winfrey all week. He was going to appear by Zoom, but I indicated to him that the court, that we were supposed to be there for in person, so likely that the exam would not, because the court is not handling in-person exams. Just so the court knows, we would need an in-person exam on this one, Judge, and I believe this will be a hold. So if the court wants to give us a different date, I'm okay with that.
August 19th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll notify my clients.
All right, thank you.
Can I have your seat number, Attorney Mezzi?
Yes,
Can I have your P number?
yes, it's 68245.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Two now.
Sorry, I'm trying to reach Attorney Earl Washington. Because he has a scheduled. No, I'm actually calling from Judge. Yes, I'm calling from Judge Giles courtroom. He was scheduled, he had an exam date for it. And his name is Alan. General Williams was scheduled for an exam. It's for 11:30. It's for 11:30. So we would just try to see, is he aware, is he going to be present in court? No, I just have, what's in the record. It doesn't matter, what's the cell phone? I can call him.
Oh, Ms. Franklin's on.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Did you say something, Judge?
Yes, Ms. Franklin, she's on, it's on, Nicholas Young.
Okay.
This is Wayne Frost. I was just told I'm supposed to have a Zoom exam. I have an 11:15 live exam that obviously is not going. I have my client's guardian coming on, but I've never set a Zoom exam, ever.
It's not set for Zoom. We just need you to come on so we can reschedule it.
Exactly. And I have her guardian coming on. It's my understanding that she's actually being sent to, my client's being sent to Walter Reed. I have her guardian coming on at 11:15.
I don't need her, just come on. You can put it all on the record.
Okay.
Call it.
Okay, the court calls case number 20058866601. People of the state of Michigan versus Nicholas Andrew Young. The defendant is charged with count 1, operating while intoxicated. Third offense, notice felony. Count 2, operating license suspended, revoked, denied. Second or subsequent offense notice. Case is scheduled for probable cause conference.
Janetta Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Caroletta Sprinkle on behalf of Nicholas Young.
All right, waive his appearance for the purpose of this hearing.
Yes, Your Honor, I will waive his appearance for the purpose of this hearing. May I speak to the prosecutor for one moment, please, Your Honor?
Sure.
Good morning, counsel.
Good morning. What is the criteria for Mr. Young to possibly petition for a reduction?
You're asking for an offer?
Is there an offer in this case?
There is no offer at this time.
Okay, and so I know that in some instances your office will consider a reduction to the misdemeanor to a second instead of a third.
If you give me just a moment, I can get back to you. Maybe about 5 or 10 minutes, and I can tell you.
Okay.
Judge, can we recall the case?
Sure. Okay. Mr. Frost.
Okay. I was calling because you have. Judge Giles. I just wanted to let you know, 11 days. Okay, or you can zoom in whenever you're ready. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. So this is Mr. Frost. The court calls case number 200595631. People of the state of Michigan versus Barbara Gardner. The defendant is charged with count 1, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder or by strangulation. Count 2, assault with a dangerous weapon. count 3 assault or assault and battery. Case is scheduled for an exam.
Renata Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
Your Honor, may it please the court, Wayne Frost representing Miss Gardner, P51 457. Your Honor, I have talked to Miss Gardner's guardian, Miss Bird. Unfortunately, it's my understanding Miss Gardner is in the hospital right now. She is waiting to be sent to Walter Reed for long-term care, health care. She is not going to be here today. I had set it up with Miss Bird to come on at 11:15, which is when the exam was set for. That's all I can tell you at this time, Judge. Obviously, we're not doing a live exam.
All right, so you want me to reschedule the exam?
I don't know how we're going to do this because if she's going to Walter Reed for long-term health care, Judge, I do not know. And I cannot say the magic words because I have not talked to her in months. So
The only thing I can do is set it for another exam.
then,
Once you get an opportunity to talk to her, and if you feel that she's not able to assist you or doesn't understand the proceeding, we could do a referral for competency.
thank you, Judge.
Right, okay. Right now, we're gonna set this matter for August 19th at 9:30.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Huh?
Yeah, Mr. Kessel.
You said from Mr. Kessel?
Yeah.
The court calls case number 200-6231901, People of the State of Michigan versus Keith Floyd. The defendant is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed. Case is scheduled for probable cause conference.
Renata Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
And thank you, Your Honor. Christopher Kessel on behalf of Mr. Floyd. I apologize, Judge, I didn't have this matter on my schedule. Your Honor, at this time, I don't believe I've had a chance to speak with Mr. Floyd. Again, I don't think I knew that I had this assignment. But I know the court is setting exams for the summer months, I think. And Judge, at this time, I would have to ask the court to allow me to withdraw from the case. I have accepted a position that is going to require me to temporarily close my firm for a substantial period of time, and I wouldn't be able to see this case through.
Okay. All right, then the court will allow you to withdraw. Mr. Floyd, state your name for the record though, please.
Keith Floyd.
All right, Mr. Floyd, we're gonna have to get you another attorney. So just hold on, all right?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Okay, we gotta call across the street and get him another attorney.
Oh, this one, okay. All right. I pretty much called everybody, just got one more person. I've called pretty much everybody.
Okay.
This is Jamila. Calling for Jeff Giles, courtroom. I'm calling about Jerry Dew, trying to reach attorney Paul Stanley. He can give us a call at 313-965-2407. He has a scheduled examination today. Or 2:30. This is a reminder call.
When you call him, leave a message, just tell him to come on.
Okay, I did tell him that's on here.
Oh, okay.
Whenever he's available. Okay, I mean, I don't know. I know it's at 2:30. But I've been telling him to come on.
Okay. Then Ms. Cross, she's probably standing in for Ms. Silver.
Ms. Silver.
Yes, I am Miss Silver.
All right.
The court calls case number 20059775001, People of the State of Michigan versus Eric Byrd. The defendant is charged with count 1, weapons, firearm, possession by a felon, count 2, weapons, felony firearm, count 3, weapons, ammunition, possession by a felon, count 4, weapons, felony firearm, count 5, weapons carrying concealed, habitual offender, second offense notice, commission of a felony with a motor vehicle advisory. Case is scheduled for an examination.
Janetta Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Sarah Kraus, P81830. I'm standing in for the attorney of record, Gabby Silver, for Mr. Byrd.
All right, Mr. Byrd is not on, so Ms. Silver, talk to him.
Yes, she has been in contact with him, Judge. So I would ask that his presence be waived for purposes of resetting this new date.
All right, court will waive his appearance for the purpose of this hearing. We'll reset this matter for August 19th at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Judge, the people are ready on Nicholas Young.
All right. Franco?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is recalling 2058866, People State of Michigan versus Nicholas Andre Young.
Janetta Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
Carolina Sprinkle for Nicholas Young.
Ms. Sprinkle, did you get my message in the chat feature that I sent you?
No, I just noticed that it was here. One moment, Your Honor. Okay. Your Honor, I thank you for the opportunity to speak to the prosecutor. I'd like the opportunity to submit a deviation letter on my client's behalf, so I'd ask for an adjourned PCC date.
Okay, counsel, I will adjourn the PCCs. I'll set it for exam. It's gonna be set out, I mean, I'm setting dates in August now. So you got, more than enough time to do the deviation letter. If they accept it and give an offer, just contact the court and we'll move everything up and get things rolling. All right?
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Madam Prosecutor.
Oh, you're welcome. And Judge Giles, I didn't hear the last part. I was multitasking, speaking with an officer. Is there a new date?
I haven't gotten to that part yet. How many witnesses?
Oh, I'm sorry about that. For this case, it will be 2.
All right, August 19th at 10:15.
August 19th, 10:15. I'll convey that to my client. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Have a great day.
You're welcome. Ms. Sprinkle, will you be submitting a letter to Mr. Bresnahan?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Ms. Franklin.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Willis and Williams.
And then Floyd.
Huh?
And Floyd.
Floyd?
I called for
Pete
it.
Floyd, we did that.
Okay. I called.
We haven't done that. Yeah. we gotta do
I did
Floyd.
call for an appointment though.
Yeah,
So
we
somebody-
still gotta do Mr. Floyd. Well, that's 5 left.
Yeah, for 9:45.
Mhm.
I said, that's good for 9:45.
Yeah.
Now, is Miss Franklin normally the,
It's Miss Franklin or.
I'm still here.
okay, because, I may need your email to, send you this order for discovery. The judge
Sure.
wanted a prosecutor's okay on it, so. You could take a look.
Okay.
Okay, what's your email?
C Franklin, the number 1 at waynecounty.com.
Okay, I'm gonna send it over to you right now.
Okay.
We're just waiting for her to jump on.
5 files left over there?
Yep. And
Kitty got a pair of tortoise Gucci glasses up there. I didn't use my glasses yesterday.
Gucci glasses, girl?
Yes, I know.
unless she took them. You know, not like that, but
Right, put them up.
yeah.
Oh, Lord, I don't know what's wrong.
Can I look at your files? Like, I ain't gonna mess them up. I'm trying to think. I got them.
I got Floyd.
Uh-huh.
That's what I said.
We
can
did
do
Alan Williams. Did we give him a adjourn date of August 15th at 9:30?
I don't recall, so do we do
Okay, hold
that?
on. We didn't do Alan Williams because we did, John Williams. But not Alan Williams because these are the people that I was calling that didn't zoom in. So we got a Williams, but it's John. And he was adjourned for August 18th at 9:30.
Okay, I must put it under John.
Yeah, so what did you write down for John Williams?
I'm trying to find John
The
Williams.
same thing. See how you got John Williams? You got the same thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
Thank you. I ain't right with it.
It's okay.
All right. I only had 1 cup of coffee, no, you can have 2.
I need some. Well, I'm cool. I'm trying to think. Where was I? Oh, I gotta eat first.
So you been on, so you been okay?
You said, have I been okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I lost a family member, but you know.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
Other than that, I've been okay. What about yourself?
I've been good. My wife lost uncle the other day, but that was the first one in the family really that passed away. Had over 30 friends and acquaintances that passed away. I don't know, gee.
You said you had?
That's
a lot.
Yeah, I think it started to mess with me for a while.
You was getting kind of sad.
Yeah, I don't even know what it was. It wasn't just sad or almost. It's hard to explain because that many people since March until now was kind of just
30 people?
over 30 people. A lot of them were people I worked with. My uncle, well, my wife's uncle, that was the first family member that passed away. It's funny because you know how they tell you all these different scenarios, and he didn't fit none of them. He was older. He was like 72. His wife was 71. He was the caretaker for her because she had diabetes and all this other stuff.
Hold on. Judge Giles courtroom, this is Jamira. How can I help you?
Hi, Jamira. I'm returning a message that you called my office this morning about Darian Dew.
Yes.
Okay, I had actually called yesterday to try to figure out what was going to happen this afternoon. Because we wanted a live exam. My client wanted a live exam.
Okay, so you can zoom in. The judge went on like a little small break, but if you're ready, you can just come on and zoom in. I don't know if you have you talked to your client?
Well, I mean, I think if we're just gonna get a new date for the live exam, I can waive his presence. I did talk to him yesterday about it.
Okay, I was just asking, because a lot of times the judge, you know, he wants to ask that question.
Okay, yeah. I've got another Zoom appearance at 10:30 and at 11.
So what time, so I can tell the judge?
11:30, would that be okay? I don't know what kind of docket you've got today, or it sounds like you don't have a ton going on.
I mean, everybody's been zooming in and we've been just moving on.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just, you know, want to keep that flow, that momentum going. That flow going.
I say 11:30 because I went at 10 and, or 10:30, 11.
Okay, I'll tell them you got two other appointments, and then, okay, 11:30, and what's your P number since I have you?
42544.
42544?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell them 11:30.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm saying like church members and people I work with. I'm like, dog.
You're just making the world just a sad place.
It was.
Yeah, it's been sad about my nephew. I mean, it's just been like, he was like one of the guys that we all counted on.
I don't know what I'm saying about my uncle though. They stay in Florida. He had COVID. His wife had COVID. His two of his grandkids had the COVID, and his daughter, who stays with him, did not have it. They all stayed together. The wife had like diabetes, I think heart problems, all this other stuff. He kind of took care of her. She walked around, you know, with a cough or whatever and sick, but she, you know, she was all right. And, he passed away. Like, so you really can't tell with this stuff.
Because after my nephew's funeral, majority of all of us caught it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know how. I actually think I got it here.
Right.
And because the running joke is once I gave it to them. One of my family members had it, no symptoms.
Right.
So we don't know if it was him or me. It was just like, so I mean, I just thought I'd tell you, but I haven't been here in a long time.
Yeah.
Over a month. Huh?
I know I hadn't seen you, but I guess we just got back ourselves.
And it's serious, you know, and I really think, I don't know how, and I hate to say that, but I know a lot of people around here have this catching right before we shut down.
I got some cousins, boy, they trifling. I got some cousins in Ohio, not in Ohio, in Georgia. They had it, and they, you know, they had the cough and they wasn't feeling well. They still going out. You know, they didn't shut down Georgia. They couldn't go back to work. They both of them are bus drivers. I'm talking to them. They mad because people wasn't calling them enough. You know, I called like every few days.
Well, they were sick.
They were sick, and
they was mad folks wasn't calling.
That's what she kind of funny anyway, and so when I called her, she was out at Applebee's eating because they didn't shut down Georgia. I'm like, don't you still got the COVID? He said, well, they won't let me go back to work because I'm still, you know, her and her husband still coughing. And they say, well, you still contagious if you're coughing. Oh,
yeah, I stayed in the house. Well, only time I came out, I stayed in the house. I only came out maybe about 4 times.
Yeah.
To get tested.
Uh-huh.
To get tested again so I can come back to work. Because you got to have 2 negative tests before you return.
Okay.
But my doctor cleared me, and in my last test, I was negative.
And I understand.
And so, you know what I'm saying? So by the time and I was gone for over a month.
Right.
So the last day I was here was November the 16th, and I didn't come back until January. And in my last test, I was negative.
But now they at a restaurant, you know, and you can't eat with a mask on, so you out here
Yeah.
coughing and carrying on. So.
I'm not just saying that. Every day, I wasn't even going to the grocery store. The reason why I say that is because never went. You did. She ain't even going nowhere. And I know he had shut down because they took a lot of office.
Yeah, I heard some of them.
Yeah, I know that. I know y'all though.
No, I don't think none of us got it, but a lot of people, right.
Nice glasses.
Oh, thank you.
Sharp. You got you some sharp. I know you can see real good.
It is sharp frames. It is sharp frames.
It is sharp frames.
You see more than see.
You couldn't even see the name, the John and the other.
Right. See?
All right, y'all went in on from you now.
Well, I had to
I have
go.
some nice stuff to make us feel good.
You're right. That's why I had to go qualify, so I was able to see the targets.
Yeah, I need to go get where I'm at. I need to go get me some.
Yeah. But I couldn't believe my cousin. I was like, how you know you mad at folks? Y'all sitting there for me with the virus.
These folks have
And
not
then,
stopped.
and then to make it so bad, they were arguing
Mr.
folks
Floyd.
to open all these restaurants. I see why you don't open.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we got some takers. Okay, hold on.
The locker room. Oh, it's three of y'all now. And we don't think how they there. Right. You didn't have to shut it down. I shut it down.
Good morning, group. I'm here for Mr. Floyd,
Okay, you get, what's your P number?
30566.
3056, okay. And,
His first name is George, right?
it's Keith.
All right, okay, Keith. How are you, Mr. Floyd?
I'm getting yourself, sir.
I'm pretty good. What's
He's
your
been waiting
phone
very
number?
patiently.
313-408-8417.
Are you with your phone? Can I call you right now?
I'm actually using my phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll push it off and then we'll discuss the whole thing after I get the discovery, okay?
Yep.
Has any other attorneys checked in? So I think doggone jail was, and they didn't actually, you know what I'm saying? They might have been in jail and they didn't actually come to court. And their appearance was being waived.
I kind of looked up most.
I got Spencer Needed. I think he was in jail because he, I don't know if he posted a crime. The first person on the back, and I know he was in jail.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't look at PCCs. No, she's thinking some of the ones you look at my jails. Ain't nothing PCC.
You check on June and Hall.
I think they checked me in. Nah, that was wrong.
You call it, just say, alcohol and Darien do. You know, cause what, sometimes we think they might be out of custody and they be.
Yeah, but I came up with the one.
Cause I wouldn't have thought that.
Right, I called them. I mean, I didn't call, but I looked them up. Who's in custody? What's up when you ask about it?
Huh?
No, I'm talking about my partner.
Oh,
okay.
On the black page.
Yeah, but I looked, I checked on
About to-
Okay.
Just waiting.
Yeah.
We got an attorney for Keith Floyd.
Okay.
You want me to recall it?
Yeah.
The court calls case number 20062319101. People of the state of Michigan versus Keith Floyd. The defendant is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed. Case is scheduled for a probable cause conference.
Janetta Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Judge Renee Cooper on behalf of Mr. Floyd.
All right, Mr. Floyd, please state your name for the record, please.
Keith Floyd.
Thank you. All right. We're going to set this matter for preliminary exam. How many witnesses?
1.
August 19th, 2021 at 10:30.
Okay. After I get up off the floor.
Judge, what was that date again?
August 19th at 10:30.
Thank you.
Madam Prosecutor, can you send me the discovery?
Yes, I'll send you discovery, counsel.
Thank you so much. Mr. Floyd, I will call you later in the afternoon. All right?
All right, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Mr. Washington. Oh, yeah.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. I'm ready on Alan Williams.
All right. Yeah. Mr. Kearney was here first.
Okay, Mr. Kearney.
I don't mind, Mr. Washington. Yeah.
Oh, yes, how you doing? Glaze, all right.
The court calls case number 20059671101, People of the State of Michigan versus Arthur James Hall. The defendant is charged with count 1, assault with a dangerous weapon, habitual offender, 4th offense notice. Case is scheduled for an exam.
Janetta Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
Mr. Kearney?
Is this Mr. Hall's case? Sorry.
Yes.
I apologize. I thought Mr. Washington was going first. Blaze Kearney from the Neighborhood Defender Service of Detroit. On behalf of Arthur Hall, who is not present, I have been in contact with him. He's having technical difficulties.
All right, court will waive his appearance for the purpose of today's record. Asking to reschedule this matter. You want to reschedule the exam?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do, Judge.
All right, August 19th at 10:45.
August 19th, 10:45. I will let Mr. Hall know.
All right, thank you. Bonds continue.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
All right, you too.
The court calls case number 200563291, People of the State of Michigan versus Allen Jannard Williams. The defendant is charged with count 1, weapons carrying concealed. Case is scheduled for an exam.
Janetta Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Earl Washington, appearing on behalf of Mr. Allen Williams, Neighborhood Defender Service of Detroit 31383, and Mr. Williams is present via Zoom.
Mr. Williams, please state your name for the record, please.
Allen Williams.
Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Washington.
Your Honor, I guess this is scheduled for a live preliminary examination, and I guess we're asked for an adjournment.
All right, we'll put this matter over to August 19th, 2021 at 11 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you, Bonds. Thank you.
All right.
Were you able to get,
I talked
Dave
to.
Lane? Huh?
Is that good?
Were you able to get the Dave Lane?
Paul Staley, yeah, yes, he called. He has 2 other court hearings, one at 10:30, and one at 11. And he said he's gonna zoom in at 11:30.
Why couldn't he zoom in now?
I don't know. I asked him, and that's what he said. So that's it.
All right. Hello? Yes? It did, but we're taking care of it. Yeah, yeah, very good. Thank you. Okay, all right. You too. Hmm?
Yeah, I can't call it now.
Yeah.
Take 2 seconds. I'll call him there. I have some. He was like, I said, you can zoom in now.
Maybe Dustin, ain't nobody been in here.
Oh, they just told me to come here. It might be next door, right next door.
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Okay. Oh, it could be her too.
No, he didn't. He came in, just came over here. Look at going out. Anything that you know? Yeah, 1:30. Custom.
Jonestown's courtroom, Mr. Mayor, I can help you. I'm okay, how are you? Okay. Okay, he failed to appear in court. I'm gonna place you on hold for just a moment. You want me to give him a personal number? What's the R, let me get the R, what's the case number? You said that so fast. 2590. What's his name? I figured it out. Thank you. Give it to me one more time. It jumps screens. 'Cause I'm gonna- Judge Giles, courtroom, Mr. Myra, how can I help you? Okay, what is your last name? Is it Adams? And what's your first name? Spell Mickens for me. What's your middle name? You have an examination coming up in February. It's gonna be with Judge Giles. It's at, it's on February the 20th, 22nd at 1:30. So you need to contact your attorney. You have your attorney's phone number? Okay, this is your defense attorney. Her name is Kathy Murphy. So write this number down. Okay. Her name is Kathy Murphy, 734-578-1887. So just give her a call, and the court date again is going to be February the 22nd, 2021 at 1:30 with Judge Giles, okay? So, okay. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, one more time, because I had to get something out. So it's 200. Zero. Okay. And so you want to add this for personal phone? Okay. Okay, hold on. Judge, this is Paul, Theo Reagan, calling from the arraignment courtroom. And he's calling about this defendant right here. Capius, he got a $30,000 fine. And, I don't know if you want to talk to Theo, but he was asking for a personal fine.
Bill, is he an attorney?
You know, Theo Reagan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an attorney.
Oh.
He works down with the Michigan, he works in the video felony arraignment courtroom with the magistrates, with Joyce Regional. You know, Joyce.
So December 2nd, he came Capius.
Yeah,
He's
he said
in
he was,
custody now.
he was in custody.
Yeah, no, he's gonna get personal.
You said no?
Nope.
He said, you said, where was he in custody at?
Yeah,
Allen Park.
he Capius in December. If he walked in, that'd be different. So he did.
He's still in custody though?
Yeah, he's in custody.
He in the Wayne County Jail now? Okay, he said no. Okay, bye-bye.
Well, they come in, that's different. I'll do it.
Yeah, but he already in custody.
Yeah. But if they have to be brought in, I mean, if it hadn't been picked up, he wouldn't even came back.
So does everybody want the their thing? I haven't really been watching the news. Me neither.
Not really. Do I want it? No.
They say it's not even long term.
But they don't know. They didn't, they developed it so quick. They don't know what the long-term effects are. They don't know how long it's gonna last. They don't know anything.
Then the time they got the new virus out.
The problem is they're gonna, my feeling is they're gonna start mandating you to have it or you're not gonna be able to do certain things. Just like they announced on TV today in Los Angeles, they're supposed to start the schools back up. But they're, once well, not right now, because they're actually the worst place in the world to go. But once they start the schools back up, they're making it mandatory that all kids have
There's nothing mandatory about
or they won't let them back in school.
That's a problem.
And I feel that, just like for travel, you get on a plane, get to the
Yeah.
airport, you sit in a restaurant to eat, they're probably gonna make it mandatory.
I don't even get a flu shot.
I don't
Me
think they're gonna
neither.
get flu shots.
They always made me sick, like. I always had a tendency to get a reaction. You don't know if that stuff gonna make your hair fall out. You don't think that stuff gonna do
Everything else fall out.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Next thing you know, you don't have no hair.
That's the only thing I gotta worry about.
I don't know, like, they ain't tested it long enough. But they probably gonna mandatory make us take it, like.
I feel that it's gonna go into mandatory fairly quick.
They gonna know on your phone whether you. They gonna be able to get your phone. Whether you
They're
took
gonna
your.
need some kind of little card, or they gonna put it in the driver's license, they're gonna do something.
And then Keisha, she'll need to be
You
released.
gonna try to go somewhere, they gonna be like, you don't have the latest COVID. You can't come in.
So many homicides. I mean, it's like people losing their mind, even more since the COVID.
Losing their mind, period.
They never stopped. This seemed like.
It's got worse.
During the height of the corona,
Yeah, worse.
I thought we would have thought people would have
Black
said
people
that.
Or you can call in. It's up to you. Okay, I'll put you on speaker. Hang on one second.
They never stopped. You would have thought they would have went in, had a seat somewhere,
It's terrible. My little cousins, first cousins, two girls had an argument with a boy. He killed both of them.
Did he?
Oh, was that the one that was on the,
Over there off of 7 Honorable.
Judge Giles, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's APA Franklin here, and I do have Attorney Mihana on the line on my phone, actually on speaker. I wanted to talk to you about the Shannon Willis exam scheduled for today at 11. And in full transparency, I wanted to let you know that this is a case where I didn't realize that the defendant was in custody. My parties are ready to go, but I wanted to get the court's approval to do the exam by Zoom. And counsel does not object to that. Would the court be opposed to that?
Don't like it, but I'll do it.
And thank you, just so the court is aware, I did present counsel with an offer, but he just needs to talk it over with his client.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Judge Giles.
All right, thank you.
Oh, 1 second. Attorney Mihana is saying something. One moment. What is that, counsel?
So if we can clear up something, I think they're still bringing my client to the court though, are they not?
He's here.
He's here. Yeah.
I have to talk to him. I have to be down there. How else am I gonna talk to him?
Is it possible for counsel to speak to the defendant?
That's fine. I'll just come down. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. I'll come down.
Never mind, Judge Giles. Never mind. Okay, thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Well, the other thing, Ms. Franklin, so you know, the issue if the defendant says no, he doesn't want to proceed by Zoom with the witnesses,
I understand.
we got a problem there.
I understand. Thank you, Judge.
No, just, he has a right for an in-person exam, have him here.
see them. You know, on this first special occasions, I can overrule it. You know, if a witness is sick or whatever.
There is an offer, Judge, that was presented a while ago. Well, it was supposed to be presented, but it looks like it wasn't. And in my follow-up with counsel, I made him aware of that today. So it's possible the defendant could accept the offer. I don't know.
Okay,
And then the exam wouldn't go forward anyway.
all right. Yeah, delivering that.
We could have done these all night, so we could all caught up.
Yeah.
This is a E right here. Not a E. For exam.
Oh, that's a 3. Right down there?
Yeah.
In the circle, yeah, that's 3. That let me know how many witnesses.
Oh, okay, so this is just adjourned then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I put the date, the time, and then I put how many witnesses.
Okay.
I mean, it's still in front of the glass.
You found my glasses. So sick about it. I hope they
You want me to
home.
call her? Let me call you.
Can you please? It was a tortoise, like marble tortoise, Gucci fur.
No, I ain't gonna call. I'm not gonna bother her.
No, I don't bother. It's her day off.
Yeah.
I'll see her. She'll be back tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'm not.
It's okay.
I was like,
I got my readers.
okay.
That's what happened when you don't keep them on your face. I'm trying to get contacts because I can't stand nothing on my face.
It's funny.
Hmm?
I bet I won't lose mine, because I wouldn't be able to see my way out the courtroom.
Out the courtroom?
I said, I bet you have one thing I have.
Hydroxycut.
Okay. It worked.
We'll see.
You said you typing it, huh? You can put it in your drink?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Advertising on TV.
I noticed. Oh, we on live still?
I can mute it. Yep. It says you are not.
you may go ahead and go get started with your work for today. And my friends that I'm reading with, please, please, please make sure you're on time. Yes, Allison.
Hi, Montgomery, are you an attorney?
Oh no, I'm not. I'm actually calling in because I have a scheduled appointment for February the 4th for a court appearance, and I've been trying to contact my attorney Clifford Chadwick, which the number that I have on file is disconnected, is no longer in service. So I'm trying to figure out how do I go about getting a number that actually worked for him.
You said his last name is Chadwick.
Yes, Clifford Chadwick. And the number that they have on file is a 248-335 number, and that number is no longer a valid number.
Okay, that's the only number we have, a 248-335-8150. That's what we have.
That's what I have too, and that number is not in service. I don't know how to get in contact with them.
You could try. Let me see something.
Nobody showed up for the 11 o'clock here?
11:30.
Oh, it's 11:30. It's 11 on the sheet.
11:30. Told me he had an appointment because I tried to have him zoom in.
No, I'm talking about the custody.
Well, that's at 1:30.
Look at your ass, your mouth.
Shannon, we 11:30. Yeah, but he called. I don't know. Yeah, he called. I don't know what the problem is. He said he would be over.
Come on, this one here.
Right. He called and talked
Right.
to the judge. Remember?
Right.
For 11 o'clock.
For 11 o'clock.
Let me call him.
You need to shut the fuck up.
He didn't want to talk to his client.
I don't know. Did he make it down there?
You talking about the other one at 11:30, for Drew.
Okay.
Who is that on the screen?
This is another defendant. He calling in for Mr. Chadwick. You know what? The only thing I could suggest, you could try to email him. I have an email. Yeah, try to email.
Okay, and that email address would be?
It is Chadwick, CHADWICK, law. Yep, law. LAW at AOL.com.
AOL.com. Okay,
Yep,
thank you very much.
You can still try to Google law offices of Clifford Chadwick and see what you find.
I tried that. It brought up an office in Southfield, I believe it was, and it still had that one contact number.
That same number? Okay.
Yes, that's not valid.
So I would try to email him, shoot him an email, see what happened.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Sorry for the inconvenience.
You're okay.
All right, bye-bye. That's sad. She said she had no objection to that, Judge. Miss Franklin.
Okay.
Thank you. Saying he couldn't get in contact with his attorney, got a bad number. Oh, and then we call Mahana, right?
Oh, he walked through the door. We gotta call him. David or something, get his,
Well, okay, because it's only 10:55, so he'll be here at 11.
I had the defendant brought up there.
Oh, you brought it up?
No, I will have to.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to him. Hey, look, right, can we get Shannon Willis brought up? No, no, the attorney, kind of talk to him. Okay. Let's see, talk to him. All right. What's going on?
So Judge, so when I see this two, that's for 2 weeks instead of the exam.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I know that's to schedule the current exam. And all your exams are gonna be in person.
Yep, unless they say Zoom.
Okay, just making sure I do it right. Thank you.
Good morning.
I want to see your officer.
Anybody else want to come? Yeah, please.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good morning.
Yeah.
How are we doing?
Just holding an exam, Judge.
Hey, Denise. No? She said they not. She didn't realize they were answering. Okay. No, that was with Christina Robinson. I don't even know that stuff, but a lot of times them judges wasn't here.
Just step right off here and go through the whole
The court calls case number 17-060-74501, People of the State of Michigan versus Shannon L. Willis. The defendant is charged with count 1, controlled substance, delivery, manufacture, methamphetamine, and ecstasy. Case is scheduled for an exam.
Shanetta Franklin appearing on behalf of the people. For the record, I have both witnesses available or present, and they are present via Zoom. I have Sergeant Reed and Officer Morant.
Good morning, Your Honor. Nijad Mihan, I'm appearing on behalf of Mr. Shannon Willis, B59371. I move for a mutual sequestration order.
All right, Mr. Willis, what's your name on the record?
My name is Shannon Willis.
Mr. Willis, you're agreeing to proceed with witnesses by Zoom, is that correct?
Yes.
All right. All right, any and all witnesses testifying today at trial, anything to hearing within the courtroom or be denied their future testimony. Who's your first witness?
Judge, actually, before we begin, I just want to put on the record also that I did present counsel with an offer, and that offer was to reduce the 20-year felony of controlled substance delivery, manufacture methamphetamine, ecstasy to a 4-year controlled substance possession. It appears as though that offer has been rejected.
Well, I mean, Judge, I spoke with Ms. Franklin. She called me at the office. She said that the offer is going to remain open. So that's what it was left at. It wasn't left as a rejection or open. He cannot take a plea here.
So you're looking to hold the exam, correct?
Yes.
So then are you going to accept the offer or not?
Well, after, if it gets to Frank Murphy, I might take the offer. He had told me it was going to remain open. That's what I am operating under.
I see. So when I indicated that the offer would remain open, I was speaking in terms of before holding the exam.
Okay, so
And I thought that you were going to speak to your client first. So
okay, hold on. Let me get clear. The offer is only available if he doesn't hold the exam. Is that correct?
it was available for today, yes, prior to the exam.
All right, you want an opportunity to talk to your client?
Yes, just 1 second, Judge, please. Judge, my client wishes to hold this exam.
All right, then the Sands offer is no longer available. Is that correct, Mr. McCallum?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, who's your first witness?
Your Honor, the people would call off Sergeant Reed.
First name, please.
Okay, then Officer Moran, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room. All right, and Sergeant Reed, what is your first name?
Javaris.
Can you spell it, please?
Javaris.
All right, may proceed. Oh, raise your right hand.
We haven't done it in so long.
You swear our affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Thanks.
Ready, Judge?
Yes.
Okay. Please state your full name again for the record.
Sergeant Javaris Reed.
And Sergeant Reed, let me direct your attention to September 21st, 2017. Do you recall that date?
It was 4 years ago, so vaguely.
Okay, did you have an opportunity to review your report?
Yes.
And based on the report that you reviewed, do you recall the matter that happened on September 21st, 2017?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is your official capacity?
And at that day, I was on patrol in the 9th precinct.
Okay. And were you working in your official capacity on that day in the 9th precinct?
Yes.
Were you in your standard police uniform and standard police vehicle? Scout car?
Let me review back my report. I think I was in a special ops uniform.
Okay. Sergeant Reed, if at any time you need your memory refreshed, please let me know. And
Okay.
I'll have you take a look at your report and then turn it over and then let me know when your memory's refreshed.
Okay. Yeah, I was in my special ops uniform.
Okay. And what area were you patrolling?
The 9th precinct, I was in the 8 Mile Gratiot area.
Okay. And while you were in that area, did you happen to come into contact with the defendant?
Yes.
Okay. And how is it that you came into contact with the defendant?
And we was on patrol that day.
Okay. So are you able to see the courtroom and the screen?
I can see the courtroom. Yeah. I don't see how to see you.
Okay. Are you able to change your view so that you can see multiple faces?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you see anyone in the courtroom who you recognize from September 21st, 2017?
I can't see anybody. All I see is the defense attorney.
He's not on the screen. He's not on, he would be on the how you doing? You have your client move or something. Just have your client move.
Slide, sir, just.
I can't see that far. I'm sorry. It's very small. I'm sorry. I can't see that far or see anything.
All right. Would you happen to recall, and Judge Giles, for the record, I can barely see specific faces from the camera. But Sergeant Reed, are you able to indicate features that you remember of the defendant?
Again, it was 4 years ago. I've locked up a lot of people. I can't really tell you specific features without seeing his face or anything.
Okay. One moment. One moment, Your Honor.
All right.
Sergeant Reed, if you had the opportunity to, do you remember offhand? That's the first question. What any physical features as it relates to the defendant?
No.
If you had the opportunity, would you need your memory refreshed?
Yes.
Did you write down? Did you give a description of the defendant in your police report?
I gave his name and date of birth.
Okay. Do you know whether or not you put a description in your report? If you took a look at your report, would that refresh your memory?
Yes.
No. He's not saying, he answered the question. He's not saying anything about that he needs his memory refreshed about anything. So no, and I'm not gonna have it suggested to him either.
Yes, Judge. Okay, Sergeant Reed, going back to that date, could you explain what it is that you saw the defendant do when you came into contact with him?
No, he hasn't identified any defendant. I don't know what defendant you're talking about.
Without suggesting, I was an offer of proof, Judge. I was going to ask this witness to describe what he saw, including what he may have witnessed in terms of the appearance of the defendant on that day.
Well, he already says he doesn't know anything about the appearance. It's been 4 years, and he didn't write anything about that down. He wrote the name of a person and their date of birth. That's his testimony.
Yes,
so if you want to say what he haven't testified of what he did and what he saw. That's up to you.
Yes, Judge. If the court permits me to.
You cannot suggest that it was anybody, because right now no one has been identified.
Understood.
So there is a defendant, so to speak. He came in contact with a person on that date and time.
Understood, Judge. Based on the witness's testimony, would this court permit me to ask the witness more questions as to the defendant's name and what other identifying?
There's no, he can testify as to the person that he had contact with. He said he wrote down the name and a date of birth. He can testify.
And my questions would be based upon that. I would ask him for the name and the date of birth, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you. Do you recall the defendant's name?
No. Wait, hold on. Not again. He came in contact with a person. It's not a defendant. He came in contact with a person.
I'll rephrase.
That person's name was whatever.
I'll rephrase. Sergeant Reed.
Yes.
What was the name of the person you came into contact with on the date in question?
Can I refer to my report for that name?
Yes.
His name was Shannon Willis, black male, 12594.
And the 12594, what does that represent?
His date of birth.
Okay. And how is it that you obtained that information?
from that person.
I understand. Could you be more specific for the court?
I was
Was that-
both, when I asked somebody, when I arrest someone, I asked for their name, and that's the name that I was given.
Okay, so the person you came into contact with, did that person give you that name?
Yes.
Okay. And were you able to verify that that name and date of birth was consistent with who you came into contact with on that day?
Was I able to verify?
Yes. I didn't hear you, Judge.
You're suggesting.
Did you confirm? What did you do with the information that you
received? You're leading, Ms.
Yes,
Franklin.
Judge. Yes, Judge. Sergeant Reed, what did you do with the information you obtained?
I placed it in my report. He went, conveyed him down to the DDC. At the DDC, they get fingerprints, and from the fingerprints is how they confirm who that person is.
Okay.
Judge, whatever they did is, I mean, it wasn't done in front of you, correct? Sergeant
No,
Reed?
sir. No, sir.
And I'm gonna strike it.
Yes, Judge. Sergeant Reed, were you yourself ever able at any point to confirm the identity of the person you came into contact with?
I didn't write if I received identification from this individual or not. So at this point, I can't, it's 4 years ago. I can't remember whether, if I ran them in lean or not. Usually I do, but I can't recall specifically if I did in this case.
Thank you. What did you observe the person do that you came into contact with on that day?
Well, we had got complaints for narcotic activity at the shopping plaza. When we drove around, we saw a white female and a black male. Looked like they was trying to do a narcotic deal.
Let me stop you there. When you say at the shopping plaza, where are you speaking of?
Right at 8 Mile and Gratiot.
Okay, and that's in the city of Detroit, County of Wayne, correct?
Yes.
And when you say we, who is it that you're referring to?
Me and my partner, Marant Brown.
Okay, thank you. And when you say, you mentioned earlier that it looked like a narcotic transaction, was that the phrase you used?
Yes.
And what does that mean?
When two individuals meet up and they're trying to hand off drugs for money, we constantly get complaints up there at that location from people going to that location to buy narcotics.
Okay. And what is it that you observed?
It appeared that once they tried to do a hand-to-hand, and when they looked in our direction, they quickly broke apart and tried to get away from us.
Okay. And what happened next?
What happened next? Me and my partner both got out of our car. I went and I stopped the white female, and my partner investigated Mr. Willis.
Okay. And what happened next? What else did you observe?
My partner advised me that he recovered some heroin.
Yeah,
Jeff, hearsay.
That's hearsay. We'll strike it.
Understood, Judge. Sergeant Reed, when I ask you questions, I just need to know what you observed and what you heard, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what else did you observe?
Can I refer my report back? Refer my report?
You need your memory refreshed?
Yes.
Yes, you may.
We conveyed Mr. Willis to the DDC. That's the last I.
Okay, did you see what property, did you yourself see what property was removed from the person?
Once we arrested him, I saw what my partner had, but that was it.
Okay, and what is it that you saw?
11 paper folds containing suspected heroin.
Okay, and what did the person that you came in contact with say to you, if anything?
I can't remember. That was 4 years ago.
Okay. I don't have any other questions at this time.
No questions at this time.
Your Honor, the people would call this next witness. And that would be Officer Morant.
You can excuse Sergeant Reed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you want him to stay in a waiting room, or you can excuse him?
I can excuse him, Judge. Thank you.
All right, just sign off, Sergeant Reed. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Judge, is it any way possible that the person in the courtroom can come closer to the screen so that we can visually see his face?
No, I'm not gonna put him up there because that's just suggestive. That's prejudicial and suggestive. That's why this matter was set for in person.
Yes, Judge.
Should be popping up any second now. 26 seconds. Oh, gives you a timer? Hmm? It gives you a timer? Yeah. Well, I closed out the room rather than just try to go in. All right, Officer Moran, need you to crooked there, but raise your right hand, please. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
I do.
All right, thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you. Please say your name again for the record.
Kenneth, Kenneth, Morant, Morant, Brown, Brown.
And what is your current occupation?
I'm a police officer.
Okay. And Officer Brown, let me direct your attention. Would you prefer, is it Officer Brown or is it Officer Morant?
It's Morant Brown.
Morant Brown. Officer Morant Brown, let me direct your attention to September 21st, 2017. Were you working in your official capacity on that date?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall the events that took place on that date?
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to review your police report?
Yes.
Okay. And when I asked you if you were working in your official capacity on that date, were you wearing your standard police uniform?
I was wearing a specially approved police uniform.
Okay. And were you in a vehicle with police markings?
Yes.
Okay. And on that date, while working in your official capacity, what area were you in?
8 Mile and Gratiot area.
Okay. Is that in the city of Detroit, County of Wayne?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And who did you come into contact with on that date?
Mr. Shannon Willis.
Okay. And can you describe what that individual looked like, or what you remember of what that individual looked like?
He was a younger black male. I'm not clear on exactly what he had on at the moment, but I remember seeing him towards the rear of CVS, which is in a shopping plaza on 8 Mile and Gratiot.
Okay. And when you came into contact with Mr. Willis, how is it that you came into contact with this person?
I observed Mr. Willis standing next to a vehicle with a white Caucasian female.
Okay. And can you give any other specific descriptions as to what Mr. Willis looked like?
Not exactly. He was wearing a jacket. Sorry about that.
Your camera went off.
Can you see me now?
Yes. And I don't mean what I don't mean what this person was wearing. I mean in terms of height, build, whatever you remember in terms of describing this person.
I don't remember it it's clear. It's like it was yesterday. I remember he was a black male. I'm 6'2", he was a little bit shorter than me. That's all I can give you at the moment.
Okay. Do you recall the complexion of this person?
He was close to my complexion.
And what is your complexion for the record?
Dark brown.
Okay. And are there any other distinctive features that you recall?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Did you ever have an opportunity to confirm the identity of the person you came into contact with?
Yes.
How is it that you confirmed that identity?
I believe he had an ID on him.
Well,
Okay.
Judge, I'm gonna object to I believe. If he doesn't remember, then he can't testify to it.
Any argument?
Officer Morant Brown.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I believe the judge was going to say something. I didn't want to interrupt him.
Yeah, unless you can clarify it, then I'm gonna sustain the objection.
Yes, Judge. The people will attempt to clarify. Officer Morant Brown, do you know whether or not this person had identification on him?
I don't remember precisely at the moment.
Okay. Did you make a record of the events that took place on this date?
Yes, I saw the report.
Okay. Would reviewing your report refresh your memory?
Possibly.
Okay, so I just need you to go ahead and take a look at your report. After you've had an opportunity to do so, go ahead and put it down and let me know whether or not your memory has been refreshed, okay?
Thank you.
Yep.
I reviewed my report.
Okay, is your memory refreshed?
I didn't enter it into my report exactly how we confirmed his identity.
I'm gonna sustain the objection.
Yes, Judge. All right, what is it that you saw this person do that you came into contact with?
I seen him talking to the white female. It looked as if he was possibly trying to coerce or sell her or something. When we approached,
Could you describe?
Sustain the objection. You're gonna have to be more specific in terms of the question.
Officer Morant Brown, could you describe what it is that you saw take place? When you say possibly coerce or possibly sell something, could you describe or explain exactly what you mean by that?
Seen Mr. Willis, it looked to be attempting to give Miss Stokes, I believe is her name, an item.
Okay. And did you ever see what this item was?
No.
Okay.
Not at the moment that I seen him.
Okay. So what did you do next?
We then approached Mr. Willis.
When
Ms.
you
Stokes,
say we, who is it that you're referring
my
to?
partner, Javaris Reed.
Okay. And please continue
Myself.
with what you did. Okay.
I then detained Mr. Willis, my partner, then talked to Mrs. Stokes. At that time, while I was detaining him, my partner told me that Miss Stokes.
So before
Say what he said.
Yes, Judge. Officer Morant Brown, I just need you to explain.
Well, I'm sorry. You can either go by, he received some information, then what he did based on that information. Or you can go with your next question. It's up to you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Judge. Officer Morant Brown, what did you do with the information that you received?
I then checked Mr. Willis.
And what happened next?
I found a cigarillo pack folded with 11 suspected packets of heroin.
Okay. And what happened next?
He was then placed under arrest, and then we conveyed him to the DDC.
Okay.
And the evidence was placed on evidence.
Okay. And while you were at the DDC, did you observe whether or not this person's identity was confirmed?
Yes.
And what is it that you observed?
I observed that once his name was ran and everything, he came back to the match.
When you say, let me stop you there. When you say that you observed his name being ran, what does that mean?
We ran the name that we were given in our database.
And what name is
Talent.
that?
Shannon Willis.
And this is something that you yourself observed, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You said, what did you say the name was?
Shannon Willis.
Okay. And how was that information confirmed?
When we ran his name to the database, we pulled up a picture.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know who did what. He was saying we.
Yeah, you're saying we ran a name.
I'm sorry. My partner, Travars Reed, and myself ran the name Shannon Willis.
Okay, hold on. So you're saying both of you at the same time were put his name in the computer?
My partner Travars Reed put his name in the computer. I was sitting there, I viewed it as he did it.
And this was at the DZC?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. And were you able to, you said you put the item or the property that you received on evidence, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you put it on a lock seal folder number?
Correct.
Do you recall that lock seal folder number?
No, I would have to relook at my report.
Okay. One moment, Your Honor. And would you happen to have that in front of you?
Yes.
You do have the lock seal folder number and information in front of you?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have it memorized by heart?
No, I can look at it real quick.
So you need your memory refreshed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead and take a look at it and let me know once your memory is refreshed.
Okay. Yeah,
Judge, I have no objection. Read the numbers from the report, that's fine.
All right.
I didn't hear defense's objection.
He said he had no objection if he reads the numbers from the report.
Oh, thank you. Would you please go ahead and read that lock seal folder number on the report, Officer Morant Brown?
Yes, it's going to be N as in Nancy, 05732868.
Okay. Thank you. And this lock seal folder number was submitted by, this is what you put on evidence, correct?
Correct.
And what was the substance identified as on the preliminary test?
Okay, this is,
I have to look at.
you know, isn't this hearsay?
Judge, the people would move to admit people's proposed exhibit 1 under 76611B.
Okay, and how are you gonna do that?
This is the witness who put the
He put it on evidence.
and he
didn't
has
test it, correct?
I didn't hear the question, Judge.
He put it on evidence. He's not the person that did the testing, correct?
No, Judge, he's not. However, I have the preliminary lab test where he did in fact put the lock seal folder number. He's the complainant listed as the person who submitted it. Under 76611B for preliminary exams, this would be at the preliminary drug test would be admissible. So the people will move to admit it under that.
And how are you gonna admit it? For you to admit it, I have to see it.
The people I'm emailing it over now, Judge. One moment.
Now, you have a copy of it?
Yes, Judge.
You objection to it? All right. I'm gonna look at Mr. Mihana's copy.
What was that?
Mr. Mihana has a copy. I'll review his copy.
Thank you.
All right.
Officer Morant Brown, could you please describe the substance, what it was identified as?
No, no, that's not how it's done. I'll admit it, and I'll take it from here. He's not the one that did the testing, so he's not the one that tested. For him to say what's in the report is in hearsay. I have it here.
Okay. Yes, Judge. Officer Morant Brown, what else took place? So the last thing we left off at, do you remember the last question that was asked before we started talking about the preliminary drug test or lab report?
You asked me if I was I the one to place it in a lock cell.
Yes. And what happened next?
That was it. He was placed on arrest at the DDC. We then placed the evidence in a lock cell, and we went back to the station to file our report.
Okay, thank you. I have no other questions for this witness, Judge.
Yeah, just briefly. Sir, did you have body cams on?
No, sir.
Cam? Okay. Sir, you would agree with me that your memory is better today than back in 2017, correct?
Can you recall? I couldn't hear you, sir. I'm sorry.
You would agree with me that your memory is better today than in 2017, correct?
No.
Okay. Sir, you've made since 2017 probably hundreds of arrests, if not more, correct?
Yes.
And are you telling this court that you remember each arrest out of those hundreds as to exactly what happened and who the individual was and whether you ran somebody's name into a database or not?
Objection, compound question, Your Honor.
That's compound.
Okay. Sir, out of those hundreds of arrests, if not more, are you telling this court that you remember each and every one of those arrests just by memory?
No.
Okay. Are you telling this court that you remember specifically out of those hundreds arrests as to whether you ran the database for those arrests or the person that was arrested? Just from memory?
Yes, you have to confirm.
You have to confirm. But you remember whether that was done in each one of those arrests?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, sir, you mentioned something that this Mr. Willis, whoever he was standing next to a vehicle, correct?
Correct.
Is that in your police report?
I'll have to look at the report again, sir.
Okay, if that would refresh your memory.
I reviewed my memory. My report, sir.
Is that in your police report? That
No, sir.
Mr. Willis was standing next to a vehicle?
No, sir.
So how did you refresh your memory then today that there was a vehicle?
That's what I recall.
Okay. And did you mention anything in your police report that Mr. Willis was attempting to give an item to another individual?
No, sir.
But you remember that today, even though it's not in your police report?
Yes, sir.
And there's no mention or anything in your police report as to whether you went into any databases, correct?
No, sir.
Any redirect?
Yes, Your Honor. Officer Morant Brown, do you recall the line of questioning that opposing counsel asked you about the number of arrests that you've made over the past few years?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. And it's when you make the arrest that you make, what is it that you do do you document what takes place based on the arrest that you've made?
Yes, in my report.
You put that in your report, and when you put it in your report, when you do it, is it fresh in your mind?
Yes.
Okay. And based upon what you recall of the events that took place, would you say that your report accurately reflects the encounter that you had with Mr. Willis on the date in question?
Yes.
Okay. And earlier you indicated that you saw this person by a vehicle, correct?
Correct.
Where is it that you came into contact with Mr. Willis?
In the rear of CVS.
When you say rear, what does that mean? Is it on the street? Is it in a parking lot?
It's off 8 Mile.
Okay. And for those of us not familiar with that area, are there vehicles nearby?
Yes, traffic.
Okay.
And it's a parking lot as well.
Okay. And you indicated that it's required of you to identify who it is that you arrest, correct? Or who it is that you come into contact with. And this is standard police policy?
Yes.
Okay. And did you act in accordance with that policy?
Yes.
Okay. And based on your routine and how you comply with the policies that are required of you, is that how it is that you remember identifying who this person was?
Correct.
Okay. No further questions at this time.
Anything further?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you. Officer Moran. You just have to-
No problem.
Judge, the people would ask the court, oh, I'm finished with this witness. He can be excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, the people would ask to publish or read into the record if this court requires the preliminary lab results.
Oh, all right, well, I have it. It's, says request for laboratory services dated 9/21/17, requested by a P.O. Johnson. The complainant is P.O. Kenneth Morant Brown. This defendant's name as Shannon L. Willis. Crime VCSA. Preliminary analysis is 3.0 grams of ecstasy.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
And for the record, that location is at Gratiot and East 8 Mile, which is consistent with the testimony that was given today.
From this report?
Yeah, it was the one thing that, yes.
Yes, so Gratiot and East 8 Mile.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Thank you. At this time, the people have no other witnesses, Your Honor.
Yes.
I have no witnesses, Your Honor.
Argument?
Your Honor, based upon a probable cause standard, the people would ask this court to bind over on the information as charged. We did hear testimony from both officers at the scene, Sergeant Reed and Officer Morant Brown. Your Honor, Officer Morant Brown indicated that he acted in accordance with the procedures and policies that were required of him. He was able to identify at the DDC.
Based on his memory of habit. That's what that's the question deals with. It says this is his habit to do something that he did it.
Your Honor, based upon the testimony, that we heard, he indicated that at the DDC, this is something that he observed and something that was done. The officer also indicated that he was able to recall about the height. He said the officer himself said that he's about 6'2", and the person in question, Mr. Willis, was a little shorter than him, about his complexion, which was brown skinned, and he was a Black male. This officer was able to give that description of Mr. Willis, in addition with his statement or testimony as to confirming the identification of Mr. Willis, Your Honor. And the witness was able to testify to what he saw the defendant do, Mr. Willis, along with a white woman, he indicated, along with the other witness that we heard, testimony saying that it looked like there was a transaction that took place. And based upon that testimony and based upon the actions that took place, the substance that was recovered was submitted for a preliminary drug analysis, and we have it at 3 grams of ecstasy. People would ask this court to bind over on the information as charged based on the testimony that we were given, as it is in accordance with the probable cause standard. It meets the probable cause standard.
Judge, identity is an element of every crime. Even at the probable exam stage, they have to prove the identity of the defendant as the person who committed that crime. And as to why we are here today, there's been no testimony, Judge, that this man who is here in court is the person that was arrested in 2017. We have no testimony from these officers as to what they do to confirm the identity of the person arrested. It is not like they testified and said, there's a picture that pops up, we look at that picture, then we look at the person that was arrested and we compare it. There's no testimony that says we had the fingerprints of a Mr. Willis and we fingerprinted this man and those fingerprints matched. I don't know what this means that we confirm the identity. Is it that they put this name into the computer and it pops up that this person is in the computer from the Secretary of State? I don't know what they did, Judge. Based on that, Judge, it doesn't even meet the probable cause standard as to whether this client that I represent is the person that was arrested back then. And I got some issues, Judge, even in the memory in terms of what they recall as to what occurred back on that day and as to exactly what they did at the DDC when it's not in the police reports. This is about 3.5 years ago. Based on that, Judge, I would ask the court to dismiss this case.
Any rebuttal?
Judge, what people would like to indicate, opposing counsel stated that there was no testimony indicating as to whether or not the defendant had his fingerprints run, and we did hear Sergeant Reed testify to that earlier. He was the first witness that I called, and he said that at the DDC he saw the defendant have his fingerprints ran. So that statement that opposing counsel gave is false.
No, it's not incorrect. He said that he said, Sergeant Reed, get to the point. Okay, he said, okay, hold on. Mr. Mahana's not saying that they didn't run his fingerprints or run the fingerprints of the person that they had. There's nothing on his record that the fingerprints that were ran or the person whose name was given is this person. That's what he's saying. There's a difference. And Sergeant Reed said that the identity was not verified. And he didn't do anything to verify the identity. That's his testimony.
Judge, I thought that I heard him say that when he wasn't the person to verify the identity, it was done at the DDC. I remember that testimony, and I remembered him saying that.
Can't testify to that.
What's that?
He cannot testify to that.
To what he saw?
How is he going to see somebody's identified unless he didn't say on the record that he was standing there while they punched in this the person's name that he gave them that was supposed to be the person that he arrested, and that he saw on the computer a picture come up that says that he could look at and say this is the person that he arrested. Our fingerprints that were taken that were then matched with the person in the system. We don't have any of that.
Yes, Judge. That's not what I was saying. All I was saying was that opposing counsel stated that I thought I heard opposing counsel say that the defendant's fingerprints were not run. And I would submit to this court that the first witness indicated that his fingerprints were run at the DDC. That's my statement.
Okay.
That's my rebuttal.
Okay. All right, court, having heard the testimony, arguments, finds this as follows. And on September 21st, 2020, we first heard from Sergeant Giles Reed, who testified he's on patrol area 8 Mile and Gratiot. He had contact with a person. The name of that person was Shannon, the name that he received was Shannon Willis. Received a date of birth of 1/25/94. He obtained that information from the person, placed in his report. That he saw that person in close proximity to a white female. It looked like some kind of transaction. They looked in the direction of officers who were in a marked police car and then broke apart. He stopped the female, and then his partner stopped the black male. And we heard, he also testified that he did not verify the identity of the black male that they took to the DDC. We heard from Officer Kenneth Moran Brown, who testified same date, same time, in special ops uniform with vehicle, 8 Mile and Gratiot. He had contact with a person came to know by the name of Shannon Willis. He described him as a younger black male, shorter than 6'2", close to being dark brown skin, such as himself. Saw him in the rear of CVS. When question on cross-examination, although he had to refer to his report quite a bit, He said in the report, there was no issue, nothing in the report regarding that them being by a car, or no issue in the report regarding any possible transaction, and no issue in the report regarding confirming the ID of the person. He said he did not confirm the ID, that his partner did, which would have been Sergeant Reed. Sergeant Reed said he didn't confirm the ID. But whoever this person was, he checked them, found a cigarette pack with 11 suspected, what he thought was heroin, turns out to be ecstasy. There's still the issue of identification here. That at the exam, someone has to pick out this defendant and say, this was the person that was arrested. This was the person that gave me the name of Shannon Willis. This was the person that we found the suspected drugs on. And we don't have that. We got no one saying this person did anything. I got them saying that there was a person by the name of Shannon Willis, or who gave the name of Shannon Willis, who was a young black male, shorter than 6'2". Now, young black male, shorter than 6'2", dark brown skin, that's a whole lot of people in this city. So I don't know who this Shannon Willis was, and if it's the same Shannon Willis that I have in my courtroom. But, you know, and that is not something I'm supposed to guess at. So at this point, the court's going to find insufficient evidence and dismiss.
Yes.
Thank you, Ron. All right. You can have it.
You got a dismissal.
This other one, that's not set till 2:30.
Mr.
You get a chance to get Mr. Staley.
Judge Giles, is that the, does that conclude the that does not conclude the docket, does it?
Oh, we still got one more.
Let me call him.
Okay. I'm standing by.
Okay. Report.
Yeah.
No.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, the judge gave it. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Hi, Mr. Stadlin. This is Jemima calling from Judge Giles' courtroom. I know we had talked earlier, but we would really appreciate if you would zoom in. We're waiting for you. So he gets the message. This is zoom into the meeting. Hope to see you real soon. Thank you.
I'll see you, Judge. Have a great day.
You want your copy?
Take care.
Here.
Be safe out there.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. See you.
Okay, let me, I'm about to enter.
Okay. You take them down?
Yep.
Well, he's not picking up, so.
Depends on y'all another service, so.
Yeah.
Only got one left. You gonna go ours and go down? Well, we don't wanna lose, so they have to do that at 1:30.
Madam Clerk, hurry.
Hey, how you doing?
You waiting on a picture? Yeah, I need a copy.
Oh, that's your copy.
Pink to prosecute, and then I'll make a copy for the defense attorney.
Everybody do it. We do it the other way, huh? How you do? You get it yellow. It don't matter. I don't think it's bad.
And they can always, they can always round one, they short. I seen some. You have to have that one. So you see this one. I bet you never even pay these at the time. So, you wanna know? That's right. Do we ever do that last case?
Let me call this attorney. I called this in my third time. Hold on.
I said, well, this is, German. Oh, okay.
Because even if he had his own den, he could have been in the waiting room, so I don't know. Right? Oh, here he is. Hey, Attorney Stabler, this is Jemima. Okay, so you just got, are you gonna zoom in? Are you able to zoom in? The meeting ID number is 360-439 and 40. All right. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, you can call it.
Oh, okay.
Ms. Franklin?
I'm still here, Judge. I'm just multitasking.
Okay, well, we're getting ready to call the last one.
Okay, I'll be there in just a second.
All right.
The court calls case number 200594771. People, the state of Michigan versus Darian Dew. The defendant is charged with count 1, weapons, firearms, possession by a felon. Count 2, weapons, ammunition, possession by a felon. Count 3, weapons carrying concealed. Counts 4 and 5, weapons, felony, firearm, habitual offenders, for offense notice. Case is scheduled for an exam.
Janetta Franklin appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning. I'm sorry. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Paul Stablin appearing on behalf of Mr. Dew. Judge, based on a conversation I had with your staff earlier today, we had asked for a live exam. I understand that that is not possible at the present time because of the pandemic. And I am asking the court to give us a new date for that live exam. And I can waive. I spoke to Mr. Dew yesterday afternoon about this, and so I can waive his presence if that's okay with the court. I would also, Judge, indicate that I am sorry for appearing so late. Because I had it at 2:30 this afternoon. I tried to get done with my other ones as quickly as I could, but I appreciate the court's indulgence.
Court will waive Mr. Dew's appearance for the purpose of this hearing. We're gonna reschedule this matter for 11 o'clock on August 19th. Yeah, I mean, so just so you know, until they change that order and allow us to do out of custody exams, just if you have one scheduled with us, just zoom in at 8:30 and we'll get you in and out. But also you either have to have your client zoom in at that time too, or you have to be able to tell me that you've talked to them recently, just like you did now. Okay?
Thank you, Judge. I apologize. Thank you.
No problem. All right, take care.
You too.
Judge Giles, I still thought we had one more to do, Condito Lomax.
We did it.
8:18 and 11:30.
Oh.
Yeah, 11:30, yeah.
Okay.
What was Mr. Dukes, please?
Mr. Dukes was 8:19 at 11 o'clock.
Judge, I have a question for you offline though.
Yes, ma'am.
Offline. I'm gonna call the clerk.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. All right.